Hello children, now I am just continuing my first session that was from this poem, The Bridge Builder. Explanation is over. Recite the poem once or twice, try to understand it much better. Okay, I was telling you about appreciating the poem or the rhyming scheme. Now rhyming scheme, you saw the first two lines had A, right? The second two were B. Okay, then the third two lines also are different. They are not same. They are not matching to this two. So it is A. Now see to the next two lines in the first paragraph. Next two lines, it is again going with the second line, third line that is. Right? Third line. So we will use the same alphabet we'll use, that is B. Okay. Now this is about the first stanza. This is about the first stanza. Right, children? It's very important. This is the most neglected part in our poems. We don't concentrate on all these things. But see how important it is, you know, when we say. Now in the second stanza, we saw the rhyming scheme. If you read it properly, first one, look, near here. Again, if you say it as A. See here? Now I'm going for the second stanza. The rhyming scheme is A. Okay. Then day, way, we'll put it as B. Okay. And the last wide, tide. B, C. Okay. Now next we go to the third stanza. There's one question given here in your book on page number 45. Mark the rhyme scheme of rest of the poem. In the third stanza, you see it is A. Both are head said A. Then today way, that is B. Okay. Then me B, we'll put it C. And then the last two, dim, him is also different. Right? So there we will put it as D. I'm just bifurcated it according to the stanzas. Okay. Now here, just look at this again. You can just connect again. Okay. This is the second stanza rhyming scheme and this is the third stanza rhyming scheme. So this is very clear. You can copy it down. And you can also copy it down in your literature book after the reference to context. Okay. Otherwise, you can just write it in your textbook also, no problem. Now, vocabulary, we will see, find 5 adjectives plus noun combinations from the poem. You have already learned what are adjectives, right? I hope everybody has copied this. Otherwise, just pause the video for 1 second and you can just take it down, copy down. Okay, now what is an adjective? We have learned this, no? Adjective, it's a describing word, isn't it? We have learned parts of speech. Parts of speech, you know noun, you know pronouns, and now we'll go to adjectives. Adjectives are describing words. Now here they have asked us, find 5 adjectives plus noun. You know noun? Noun are naming words. Name of a person, place, animal or a thing. Okay, even birds you can say. So here describing verb plus noun. So how it will go? First one I'll show you. They have given us clues, dash and dash evening. So how was the evening? It says in the first line or second line in the poem. Yes, second line. So how was it? First one, cold and grey evening. Right? Write it down in your textbook only. Second, which is it? Vast, copy down, vast, deep, wide. Look at this. These are describing words, no? Vast, deep, wide, they are adjectives. Plus noun, which is a noun here? Adjective plus noun we are using now. Correct? Now noun is what? What is vast, deep and wide? Chasm. Correct? Next, third one is, okay. Now we have two here, that is lone highway. And one more is sullen tide. Now look at this. This is an adjective. Lone. Highway is a noun. Same. Sullen. Describing. Okay. So this is an adjective. Tide. They have put it as a noun. Fourth one. Old and grey head. Remember the last stanza. Old and grey. How are the hair? Describing. They are old and grey. Head. Head is a noun, common noun. A fifth one. Fair-haired youth. Fair-haired youth. So just copy down in your textbook all this. Okay. Now, there is one exercise they have done. They have given us to do. You just think about it and write some 4 to 5 lines. I'll just tell you what exactly you can think about. Okay. So fine. Now this you have to write in textbook. You don't write it anywhere. Let it be in the textbook only. Okay. If you wish, you can do it in your grammar book. Okay. Just copy it down in your grammar book. Put it as exercise. You can put it as 1. Okay. This you can do it in your grammar class workbook. Okay. Put it as 1 or you can put this as 2. Okay. First one you write that. Mark the rhyme scheme of the rest of the poem. All you write. First stanza, second stanza and third stanza. You write the rhyming scheme of the poem. Remember as I gave you, you can just put it as 1, write it down and then this you put it as 2 and write it down this. Okay. Now next, see, do you know of any bridge builders in your community? Who are bridge builders? There are these people who have done something for the welfare of the society. Okay, state or country, what have they done for the youth? Discuss in class. Now here, no, you can write about Mother Teresa. You can write about Dr. Radhakrishnan Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. You can also write about Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Write some 6 to 8 sentences. Okay, that you will do in your homework book. Okay, now here I'll give you a homework that will go in your homework book. Homework book, that is, do you know you can do this exercise on page number 45. Write about 8 to 10 sentences, that's it. Write about any 8 to 10 sentences. If you know about any bridge builder, anyone. I just told you few of them, no? Mother Teresa, I told you. I told you about Dr. APJ Kalam. I also told you about Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan. So there are many. You can just choose any one person and write about it. Swami Vivekananda, we know about his teachings also, right? You write this in your homework book. So now you have this homework literature. What I have told you to do, you have 1 week time, lots of time you have, don't have to worry and give me in 1 or 2 days. You can do it aram se. Aram se, don't hurry. Okay, do it nicely and neatly in your books. This goes in your grammar classwork book. That is, you have to write first this, write the rhyming scheme of the poem, and then second you write this adjectives. That's it. Okay. Next, no, I will now I'll show you the difference between literal meaning of the poem and the metaphorical meaning of the poem. I'll just write, you just can have a look at it. Okay. I just found out something that is going to help you to understand or distinguish between the literal meaning and the metaphorical meaning. This is the literal meaning that I'm going to write. When I was explaining, I told you about this. Okay. Now first, I'll write about the first stanza. This is about the first stanza. First one I told you, an old man going a lone highway. Now this is given in our test book. Now what can be the metaphorical meaning? It is an elderly person who was on his own. This is just for your understanding, children. You don't have to take down anything. This is just for your understanding. Now second point was chasm wide and deep. What is the metaphorical meaning? It is a challenging situation in life. Then third point, that is a sullen tide the sullen tide had no fear for him. Children, this everything is there in our test book. Okay, in the first stanza. So here it's a tough situation. I was explaining you must have understood it. A tough situation. He was, here it is, I've written accustomed, but I'll say he was used to make the easy for you to understand. I'm using some simpler words. He was used to such situations and could deal with them easily. See the difference? This is the literal meaning of the poem. What the poet has tried to tell us in this poem. Right? This is the meaning. And second one is, this is metaphorical, means in connection with the different idea. So, this I have tried to explain it. in different words. There is one more line, I'll tell you. The fourth line. This is again I'm repeating children just for your understanding. Okay, there are two situations in this poem which the poet has tried to describe. I'm just explaining you both the situations. Okay, one more is build a bridge. What is the meaning? One more, the fourth one I'll write. Built. Built a bridge. This is the literal meaning, what is there in our textbook. For your understanding, the other meaning is found a solution. Found a solution to deal with and now is ready to impart the knowledge to another. Okay, he has built a bridge, means he has found a solution and then he can pass it on to somebody else. Like I told you, if there's a story and if there is a moral of the story, we learn something from the story, isn't it? We can also implement it in our own life, no? In our life, if there is any difficult situation, we can use that, right? Okay. Now there's a second stanza. This was about the first stanza till here. I'll tell you about the second stanza. Okay, there's only one. I'll just continue here. This is okay. Second stanza. It is you will never again pass this way. So okay here. What is the meaning of this? This is the second stanza. You will never again pass this way means you have managed to overcome and may never come across again. Okay, this is the metaphorical meaning is this. Okay, now we'll go to the third stanza. Third stanza is now in the third stanza, this schism, it's all there in our textbook. This schism that has passed he says, oh, this schism is nothing to me. But the metaphorical meaning is my experience have helped me deal with the situation and I Do not find it difficult. Okay. Then next, to that fair-haired youth, may a pitfall be. Means it may be difficult, may be very difficult for the younger generation who is not used to such situations or difficulties, such difficult situations. Okay, so you have understood it. Now another two I'll just tell you. He too must cross in the twilight dim. There's one sentence last, I think, last second or third line. He too would face the same situation. Maybe he may find it difficult to cross. So, I am building the bridge for him. That is there in our poem. The meaning here is, I am getting him guidelines to handle the situation. So, it's very easy and simple to understand the poem. Okay. Now, next session, no, I will be taking grammar. Grammar, that is, we are going to skip this chapter. I think they have already informed you that is chapter number 5. It's a kind of role play again. I want to really show you the intonation. I want to deliver it and let you know by enacting a play. So that it becomes easy for you to understand. So in that, no, we have this grammar on page number 51. That is verbs. So that I will start in my next session. Okay, we'll do these verbs. Then there is vocabulary verbs, expressions. We have done this earlier also. Expressions we have done in this chapter, earlier chapter, no? Except, except that we have done. And then we have done in our first, second chapter also we have done. So it's just follow. Okay, here it was there. I think if you remember in our chapter, say third. So same we will do it in our next classes. Now you have to just do this homework. Do it in your homework book, literature in your literature book, grammar in your grammar book. Okay, and keep all your books neatly covered. Again, I'm telling you with brown covers. Label it properly so that whenever you come to our school to submit, it should present that it should be presentable. It should show that how neatly you have maintained your books, isn't it, children? So there, neatly you have to write everything. Don't mix up any books. Don't mix anything with literature, grammar books, literature part in literature book, and homework in homework books. Now one more I want to tell you. We will be asking you for assignments. Now what is assignment? Assignment is a kind of project work. Okay. Now in the project work, if you remember, I had told you to do diary entry. Diary entry which you have written in your homework book and also in your worksheet. Yes. In that worksheet, no, you have done diary entry, maybe one of the worksheet. Yeah, it's a short paragraph you have written. Write a short paragraph on the hints in the box, that is in worksheet 2. Okay. And one diary entry I had told you to do. So that what we will do, that we will do in an assignment. Yes, it's there. On page number 146. Page number 146, there is that. So what you do, take an A4 sheet or you can take a ruled page also. And there you write this, you can just copy whatever you have written, make a file. Okay, keep it ready. We may ask you, not no, very soon, we may ask you in the month of November or December, but just keep it ready. Okay, so this one project you start doing, that is one diary entry you have to do. That diary entry, you take a A4 sheet paper or a ruled paper, make a file, English project file, and that do it very nicely and neatly. Don't give me plain pages. Okay, just writing. Show me some creativity. Show me some creativity. Decorate it beautifully. Drawing lines or something, some paint work you can do. So that you will do. I'll just write it on that project. No, one project I'm writing it here. Okay, here it is. Write a diary entry about your experience. It's on in our textbook, page number 146. You have already done it, children, in your worksheet. Yes, just copy it down. But it should be very neat. It should look like a diary entry. Okay, it should look like you have written something in a diary. Okay, this you keep it ready. So that last moment you don't have to hurry. It's already done. Again, I'm repeating, it's already done. You just have to copy it down. But it should be very neat. Use whatever you want, color pencils. You can use your sketch pens also. But better you use colored gel pens because sketch pens, no, there's a blotting backside. So it spoils the next page. So you avoid using sketch pens. You can use gel pens, do it very nicely because we'll be grading you. For midterms you have internal marks, no, 20 marks per internals. So you have lots of time, maybe a month or something, 1 month you have. This can be easily copied down. Okay, children? Then in the next session, I will go with the grammar part. Okay, children? See you then next year, next session. Bye.